Hey everyone, it's Shanika here with Weekends Off Hair Salon located in Savannah, Georgia. Today we are executing what most would call a protective style on my relaxer free client. The name of the actual style is called corkscrew twist. Some people also call it flat twist with a little pizzazz, I guess. My client, she wants the coiled bun or her bun to sit in the lower space of the crown of her head. So we've parted off a small ponytail area to act as our base as well as our guide. Now you see me wrapping the end of said ponytail, and then I'm going to secure it with a small rubber band. Excuse me, I'm trying to adjust this camera. So as far as products that we'll be using today, we'll be using the Edge Magic by Shine and Jam, a rat tail comb, small rubber bands, pre-separated Kanekalon hair, and hairpins. And guys, no worries about cross-contamination as far as the product goes. This is a small jar, so I'll more than likely end up using the entire container on my client for this particular style. Okay, so we're going to part off the hair, and we're going to add product, and then we're going to clamp off the rest of the hair, so that way it won't get in our way. So there's the piece of the Kanekalon hair. We're going to go ahead and start the twist off, add it in, and then at the end of that particular twist, you're going to see that I'm going to start adding tension. Well, as soon as I fix this area. And because I don't pre-part the hair for each individual loop, that's probably why I came into that bit of a snag. But I'm going to add tension there and then create my loop and then pick up my client's hair ever so gently, without adding too much tension to the base of her hair, but adding the tension at the end of the twist so that way I can create each loop as you see me doing right now. You're going to twist, twist, twist. Create another loop and pick up more hair. So once you get to the end of the twist, you're going to take the residual hair and you're going to wrap it around the base that we created previously. Please try not to wrap it around too tight because the client is going to have several twists in her hair, several sections, and so that means that you're going to end up building your base, and the more hair that you add, the more tension that is going to have on that base area. So you want to try and make sure that you don't wrap the end of the twist too tightly around the base. Now we moved on to the second twist. And when applying gel for the twist, you want to make sure that you apply the gel directly to the client's hair, and be ever so careful not to get it on the client's scalp because you don't want to end up suffocating the scalp or clogging the client's pores. We got to make sure that part is straight, no matter how long it takes. All right, so we got another piece of our Kanekalon braiding hair to start off our second twist. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but if you pay attention, you'll see that the end of that braiding hair is burnt a little bit. I find that to be a lot easier when adding the hair into the client's hair. So each piece of braiding hair that I'm adding to the client's hair, the ends of it, the ends of it is burnt. So that way when I add it to the client's hair, it's easier to do without creating tension or pulling as we're twisting. And here I'm adding tension to the end of the twist so that way I can create my loop and then picking up hair as I go. All right, we're at the last loop again, and we're going to wrap that hair around the base. Like I said before, be sure and be careful not to wrap the hair too tight. Make sure that your rubber band placement is not too low at the base, but just enough to secure the end of the hair. Now, to create the bun, you're going to wrap braiding hair around the base, and then we're going to section off some of the hair. You can make it as thin as you like or as thick as you'd like to create the coiled hair or the coiled part of the hair. So we're going to section it off, and now we're going to start twisting. Yes, it's in the flick of the wrist. So you're going to keep twisting until you get to the end of the hair with as much tension, because that's how the coils are going to be created. Okay, so now that we're at the end of that, and we can't twist anymore, you're going to place the coiled section at the base of the hair, lay it on the base, wherever you'd like for it to go. And then you're going to secure it by adding hairpins. All right, now we're going to repeat the previous step by sectioning another piece of the braiding hair. Like I said, you can make the section as small, like thin, or as thick as you like, depending on how thick or thin you would like for your coils to be. You're going to twist it until you get to the very end. Once you get to that end where you can't twist anymore, you're going to go ahead and place that section at the base of that we created, and be sure to secure it with hairpins. Also, you'd want to secure that section with your previous section with the hairpins as well, just to make sure they're secure. And it also helps for creating a a more even bun, if that makes sense. And as you can see with this style, you're going to use a lot of hairpins. Um, but it's okay. And don't think that because you have to use so many pins, no worries about it. The pins, like the ends of the pins, jigging the client and their scalp, because all of the pins are going straight into the base that we've created in the beginning. So after securing this particular section, you're going to do this several times until you create the bun of your preference or to your client's preference. It can be as small as you'd like it or as large as you like it. Just know that the larger the client wants it, you will potentially have to add more hair. For this particular style on this client, she wanted a regular size bun. She came in with the 3-pack Kanekalon hair, and we pretty much used the whole pack. We used like one section for like 1.5 sections for the actual twist to her scalp, and then we used 1.5 to create the bun. And guys, this is my first time creating a video and doing a voiceover. I would speed this up if I could or if I knew how. Just be patient with me. Prayerfully, as I create more videos, I'll get better with editing. All right, guys, it looks like we've made it to the last section. This is to close up the bun. And to secure the bun. Add as many pins as you need to be sure that we're secure. So I like to make sure that I press my bun together to make sure that all the pins kind of lock in with each other and make sure that they lock in with the base. You're gonna clip the residual like flyaways from the braiding hair. Like I said before, add more pins if you need to, just to make sure that the bun is secure. Make sure that the client shakes her head to make sure that we don't have any issues. Spray a little bit of Pump It Up or whatever type of hairspray or spritz that you like to use. And then add a little bit of warm air from the blow dryer just to lay down those extra flyaways that you probably could not reach with your shears. And voila, here we have the finished product. I hope you guys like it. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Also, comment down below.